Ladies and gentlemen, we have some major news to get into. The World Economic Forum, the WEF, not fans of them, just citing this, are definitely showcasing or have showcased Ripple XRP. Now, some of you guys are going to say, oh, I bet it just says Ripple. No, guess what? We will show the receipts where it literally showcases XRP. You're definitely going to want to stick around to the end of this outline to hear all the juicy news and research that we're going to provide you. Consider smashing that like. We understand that we have to earn that. Let's jump right into the material and why it matters to you, especially being a Ripple XRP holder.
If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. It's just a few taps. You can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure.
First thing we're going to pull up on your screen, shout out to our brother community. Once again, Smoke doing it big. It's this right here. And he points out the key findings in regards to all of it. What does he have? Well, man, really eye-opening to say the least, because when you get into it, it's this. And it's the whole thing that May 2025, yes, May, World Economic Forum report, asset tokenization in financial markets highlights XRP ledger, yes, XRP, powering 1 billion private equity, tokenization, and Ripple's crypto custody tech via BitGo and Medico as key infrastructure for the next generation of value exchange. Well, he says it was 12 hours ago, but in reality, it was kind of like the other day, but still, a lot of people are not necessarily reporting on this, and if they are, awesome. We're going to expand upon that, because when we get into it, he says it's documented. Is it truly documented? Well, I think so, because when we get into it, what do you see here? Well, for one, it's the whole notion of all this and how it all comes together. So the first thing is, World Economic Forum talks about this. Key management providers could also offer specialized custodial services to safekeep tokenized assets and help financial firms meet compliance measures. What would they include? As we get to the next part, it's the whole thing of this. Asset tokenization of financial markets, the next generation of value exchange. Insight report, May 2025, in collaboration with, by the way, Accenture. How many times have you seen people like myself and Channing cover the whole thing of Accenture? We get further into this, it's the next particular page. And on this one, I'll blow it up a little bit more for you can see it that much more bigger. Because when we get into it from the WEF citation about tokenized assets, well, as the saying goes, boil it, mash it, stick it in stew. They reference specifically how several firms have already taken steps to tokenize PE investments. Recently, Arum Equity Partners launched the world's first combined PE and debt tokenized fund valued at $1 billion on the XRP ledger, an open source and decentralized layer 1 to drive worldwide data center investment, enabling enhanced investor access and liquidity through secondary markets. How many times did you hear Larry Fink of BlackRock talk about this? It date back to 2023 about this would eventually happen. It is happening before our eyes and in recent reports, everybody. That is the bottom line when you get more further into it. And again, just in case you didn't add it all up for yourself with the Ripple reference, even on this particular page, the WEF recognizes interoperability. They point out the whole thing of those providers and how they could provide interoperability services between programmable ledgers and conventional systems, for example, the ACH, SWIFT for settlement. And it's the whole thing of key management providers could offer specialized custodial services to safekeep tokenized assets. And it does, in fact, mention Ripple. And we just showed you the other part in regard to what? XRP. That is a major deal moving forward. And with that said, we're going to share our thoughts from our panel, the one and only Jesse of Apex Crypto Consulting NFA, and the other, the man, the myth, the legend, King Channing, here in just a bit. Take it away, gentlemen.
Nice. All right, I'll go first. Sorry, I'm skipping the line. Well, you see, XRP being key infrastructure. I mean, this is the World Economic Forum. This is not me, Jesse, just an average guy, okay? This is the World Economic Forum okay, the most powerful organization in the world, that's the right arm of the central bankers, saying that XRP is key infrastructure, and it talks about value exchange, and that's what I've been trying to tell the quant community. For those that don't really believe XRP is playing a role, I've been saying, like, when it comes to exchanging value from one asset to another, when you're trying to exchange from one asset to another, you need XRP and you need that interledger protocol. And the secure asset transfer protocol does not replace the need for XRP. It's not the same. And literally, that's why I started doing the videos, because I was so tired of having these debates on Telegrams and trying to explain in Telegram. I'm like, well, why don't I just, like, it's my fault. I should have started YouTube videos. Again, it talks about it's key infrastructure. It talks about value exchange. Sorry, I just took some notes here. That's why I'm looking there. And then it talks about enhancing liquidity. And again, what did we see on that document, the Internet of Value document? It was talking that XRP was the global liquidity marketplace. And then when you look about ACH and SWIFT, sorry, I keep looking at my page with the notes here that I took while he was showing that document, but ACH and SWIFT, these asset exchange networks would be connected via the interledger protocol. So it's slightly different than the secure asset transfer protocol, but that's what I've been saying. Like XRP, like there's like XRP is not going anywhere. It's the XRP is that shared ledger. It is that regulated liability network. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know how many angles I got to show this. Like, and pardon me for my passion. I mean, like, no, the XRP ledger is the shared ledger. It's that shared ledger. It's the regulated Internet of Value, regulated liability network, all that stuff.
It's just piggybacking off of that. All of these quote unquote dino coins, and some people come inside my comments saying old tech projects, they are the ones that literally have the time, the energy, and the infrastructure laid for these things to actually become a reality. Your XRP, your XLM, your XDCs, your quants, all of these things that people say, oh, they're not using that, they're using this one, or they're not using this interoperability, they're using this one. And well, is that tied to global standards? Is it tied to internet protocols? Is the IMF talking about it? Is the World Economic Forum talking about it? Because these are the things that matter, because these are people that put the processes in place for us to consume and use on a daily basis. So yes, absolutely. Infrastructure, critical infrastructure, that liquidity that XRP gives to any asset on the planet cannot be overlooked. And to have that asset be able to be swift instantly without having to go through forex conversions, without having to wait until this bank opens up, in the morning because this one is closed and we can't do this transaction, because people don't realize if say for instance, you're here in America and I'm in Paris and we're doing business, and once I receive your check of, let's just say, $100 million, if my bank who's cashing that check doesn't have $100 million in cash, they cannot do that transaction. That's gonna stop all of that foolishness, literally being able to take it instantly via the unified ledger or the RLN or the RSN or what's the other one? What's the other one that all these different names that describe the Finternet, all these different names that describe the exact same thing.
No, I just want to add one thing is, like, you see the tokenization happening on the XRP ledger, right? I don't think there's any ledger that has as much tokenization happening on it. You can tokenize anything. Even a year ago or more, they already had like 5,400 different tokens tokenized on it. So when you see like every solution that you see for Enbridge and all these different BIS innovation hub projects, which Quant is involved in, when you see the tokenization of this, tokenization of that, cross border, this is XRP. It's using Quant to do the multi-chain application, yes, but what blockchain are they using for that tokenization? Because a lot of the Quant community members, those that don't believe in XRP at all because they haven't researched XRP, they're thinking that they haven't researched. No, they haven't. I'm sorry, but they don't believe that. They believe that Quant is doing the tokenization. No, yes, Quant is doing it, but what blockchain are these Quant solutions using to do the tokenization? Yeah, they're using XRP, XLM. That's the blockchains they're using. But
Because we
some of these
already know
guys are
that.
thinking, like, no, oh no, you have quant now, you don't need XRP. No, you do. That's where the tokenization happening.
Like a Thanksgiving dinner or any type of feast. No feast is one dish. It is a table full of food, and they all complement each other when they get put on one plate. And that's exactly what this realm of Web3 is. It is a feast. It is a dinner. It is a gala, however you want to put it. And it is multiple different dishes that put on one plate all complement each other because they all are working with each other in the background to ensure that things like the Finternet and the regulated liability network and the regulated settlement network and the unified ledger system can be a reality. It's not just one player doing anything. It is a multiple project coalition pushing Web3 into mainstream adoption. It's not just one, it's all.
But those four names that you said, in my opinion, the regulated liability network, the regulated settlement network, the Finternet, unified ledger, shared ledger, Project Embry, they're all the same. They're using a different name every time, right? So it's just to confuse us. You've got that shared ledger and you've got quant and literally Internet of Trust, Internet of Value, and then the other blockchains so that they can build all these different applications.
Exactly. You have the Internet of Trust, Internet of Value, and how are they converging alongside of each other so that the vision can actually be a reality?
Yes, sir.
You know, guys, we're talking about dinner plates and whatnot. I look at it this way. You know, everybody has a seat at the table. I've said this multiple times over the last 3 years plus. I'm sure Channing knows where I'm going with this. It's having a seat at the table, and then it seems as though quant sometimes might just very well be the table.
Absolutely.
So with that said, let us know if you listen to the entire outline by typing in this key word into the comments, and that is table. And we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself, Jesse, and King Channing, know what you have, know why you hold it. The research trumps flood 110%. We'll see you on the next one.